Even though I couldn't even form a contract with the weakest of beasts, I possessed the dragon egg of a tyrant demon dragon from an ancient bloodline. However, this peerless spirit beast egg was deemed a dead, unhatchable egg by the Academy. When I decided to make it my first contracted spirit beast, everyone laughed at me, calling me a fool. Even the girlfriend I had been fawning over for 2.5 years wanted to break up with me. But what they didn't know was that sealed within this dragon egg was a tyrant demon dragon whose bloodline surpassed the king tier. All it took was blood as a medium to successfully form a contract. Furthermore, once it hatched, for every monster I killed, my damage would permanently increase by 1%. So, I slashed a wound across my right hand and then slammed it onto the spirit beast egg. As soon as my hand touched the originally filthy egg, a strange, blood-red light instantly flickered across its surface. Then, I felt a powerful suction force coming from the egg, pulling my right hand tightly against it. Is this thing going to suck me dry? I tried to move my right hand but found it was impossible. The blood in my body was continuously being drawn into the spirit beast egg. I'm not going to die this quickly, am I? Just as I felt my life was about to end, the door to the contract room was pushed open. I struggled to turn my head and saw Director Lu standing at the doorway, his face a mask of shock. As a platinum rank beast master, Director Lu's perception was naturally far superior to that of an ordinary person. Sensing the disturbance coming from the contract room and remembering I was still inside attempting a contract, he had rushed over to check. "You brat, what are you doing?" Director Lu stared at me, bewildered. I wanted to speak, but I had already lost too much blood, rendering me unable to talk. All I could do was stare at him. Seeing this, Director Lu frowned. He looked at my increasingly pale face and seemed to understand something. The next second, a profound formation array materialized behind him. A green butterfly flew out from the array and fluttered around him. Name, Floral Wood Butterfly. Bloodline, Gold Rank, Early Stage 3. Skill, Floral Wood Essence, capable of healing a certain amount of injuries. Suddenly, as if receiving a command from Director Lu, the floral wood butterfly flapped its wings and shot a wave of green light at me. The light washed over my body, and my gradually paling face slowly regained its color. However, the ancient spirit beast egg's demand for blood hadn't ceased, and the floral wood butterfly was gradually unable to keep up. Although it possessed a gold bloodline and could reach the peak of stage 4 at its strongest, it was not yet mature and was only at stage 3. Consequently, the green light wave began to dim at a visible rate. Seeing this, Director Lu's brow furrowed. "Chen Feng, let go of that spirit beast egg. There's something strange about it." Of course, I wouldn't give up on a spirit beast with a bloodline surpassing the king tier. How could I give up so easily? After seeing my pleading expression, Director Lu took a deep breath and reluctantly took out a piece of Shepherd King Flower Essence. This Shepherd King Flower Essence is extremely rare. It can be used to restore the condition of spirit beasts. It is only produced in secret realms and is priceless. As long as a spirit beast has a breath left, taking the Shepherd King Flower Essence can completely restore it, so it is exceptionally precious. But soon, Director Lu fed the Shepherd King Flower Essence to the flower wood butterfly. After swallowing the Shepherd King Flower Essence, the flower wood butterfly lit up, and an even more substantial green light gradually dimmed as healing light waves filled the surroundings again. After a moment of green light, just as the flower wood butterfly's spiritual power was about to be exhausted again, a playful prompt sounded in my mind: "Congratulations to the host for successfully contracting the tyrant bloodfiend dragon." Then I only felt the suction force on my right hand disappear, and stared intently at the spirit beast egg in front of me, slowly saying, "Finally, I have successfully contracted you." Director Lu also breathed a sigh of relief upon seeing this. This spirit beast egg is strange. I have never seen a spirit beast egg that requires a blood-sucking contract. Suddenly, a cracking sound came, and several cracks appeared on the surface of the blood-red eggshell. Director Lu also stared intently at this blood-red beast egg, wanting to see what kind of spirit beast would hatch from the spirit beast egg that almost made the beastmaster sacrifice his life. The next second, a tiny blood-colored dragon broke out of the shell in an instant, appearing extremely domineering, accompanied by a deafening dragon roar. claimed immortal bloodline, archaic alien race tyrant bloodfiend dragon, level 1 initial stage, skill 1, heavy strike, tyrant bloodfiend dragon deals 200% damage to the opponent when using heavy strike. Skill 2, bloodthirst, can absorb blood to convert it into blood essence, which can be used to recover injuries or increase levels. Skill 3, divine dragon shield, immune to certain physical damage. Talent, archaic divine might, increases additional damage by 1% with each kill. At this time, the newly hatched archaic bloodfiend dragon is very small. The entire body is about the size of a human palm, crystal clear, like amber blood red, the limbs are black claws, and the 2 eyes are also pure black, looking extremely bloody and strange. The moment the archaic bloodfiend dragon came out, the flowerwood butterfly panicked and fell directly from the air, not daring to look up at the archaic bloodfiend dragon towards the floor. Director Lu's eyes flashed upon seeing this, and then he put the flowerwood butterfly into the spirit pet space, letting it slowly recover its spiritual power. He knew very well that this was bloodline suppression. To achieve bloodline suppression, the bloodline level must be at least 3 levels higher. And his flowerwood butterfly is a gold bloodline, which can grow up to the peak of the 4th order. Thinking of this, Director Lu's face changed. King Tier Spirit Beast Chen Feng, you don't need to attend the afternoon class. I will go to the principal's office first. You go back to the class and wait for me. I will take you to see the principal later. After speaking, he hurriedly left the room. On the other hand, after checking the archaic bloodfiend dragon panel, I stood there blankly. This is so shocking. It's my first time seeing such a spiritual beast. I couldn't help but clench my fists and laugh. This primordial divine might is too powerful, it's practically infinite growth. Then, I picked up the dragon, and it felt cool to the touch. It had clearly grown larger after eating the eggshell. From now on, I'll call you Xiao Zhang, I said to the dragon, with a hint of affection. The dragon nodded, indicating agreement, and seemed quite happy. Afterward, I recalled Xiao Zhang into the spirit beast space, preparing to leave the contract room. However, as soon as I stepped out of the contract room, I saw 2 figures that gave me a headache. Young Master Lin, this is the Chen Feng I told you about, he's been pestering me relentlessly. Chen Yue, clinging to Lin Jie's arm, pointed at me and said coquettishly. Lin Jie, hearing this, said arrogantly, so you're the kid called Chen Feng? I frowned, looking at the 2 people in front of me. I was thinking about whether to apologize, but then I thought, doesn't Xiao Zhang need more blood? And each kill will increase the additional damage by 1%. After a brief consideration, I seemed to have made up my mind. Lin Jie, seeing that I seemed to be distracted, became furious. I'm talking to you. Lin Jie glared at me and pointed at my nose, shouting loudly. Hearing this, I immediately put on my signature smile. I'm sorry, young Master Lin, I am indeed your father, Chen Feng. My tone was very polite, just like when dealing with customers in my previous job. At first, Lin Jie thought I was scared when he heard this tone. After a couple of seconds of not getting a response, Lin Jie frowned and grabbed my collar. You really have a death wish. Do you know that in Anshan, there are only 3 Diamond City Lords, plus 1 Lin family and 1 Lu family? At this moment, I slowly said, let go of your hand, this is a school, if you have the guts, let's go to the battle arena. From beginning to end, I didn't make any extra movements, just looked at him calmly. Okay, you've really surprised me. Lin Jie laughed and released me. With your undead spirit beast, you want to fight my gold bloodline 2nd order Thundercloud Tiger? Lin Jie didn't care about my words, and was even a little delighted. I also challenge you, I will beat you back to reality, and let you understand that there's no way we can ever be together. At this moment, Chen Yue, who was next to Lin Jie, also spoke, looking at me very provocatively, let's go together. But I have a prerequisite, it must be a life and death battle for spirit pets. My words rang out lightly. To me, Chen Yue and Lin Jie's 2 spirit beasts are equivalent to 2% of extra damage, and good experience points. I'll grant your wish. I'll be waiting for you in the battle arena. After speaking, Lin Jie turned around and headed to the battle arena. Chen Yue glanced at me disdainfully and followed Lin Jie. It's just a 2nd order gold Thundercloud Tiger and a 1st order silver blue spirit bird, I have a lot of confidence in my Xiao Zhang. Although it's unclear what bloodline level the primordial demonic dragon belongs to, it's likely stronger than these 2 guys. I walked down the sparring stage unhurriedly, heading towards the one in the training field. When I arrived, Chen Yue and Lin Jie had been waiting for me for a while, and many students had already gathered around the stage. Look, Chen Feng is here. One of the onlookers recognized me and couldn't help but shout. His shout immediately attracted the attention of the other onlookers, who all looked at me. At this time, a security teacher was standing on the stage. To ensure that no major incidents occurred, a security teacher would always be there to supervise the rules. I believe you all know, so I won't say much. After the security teacher finished speaking, he stepped down, leaving the stage to the three of us. I don't know who gave you the courage to challenge me, but it ends here. Lin Jie's eyes were filled with killing intent, and then a mysterious formation appeared behind him. 3 black tigers, each about 3 meters tall, emerged from the formation. This black tiger had wisps of lightning and winding around its body, making it appear very powerful. So strong, is that the Thundercloud Tiger of the Gold Bloodline? The students below the stage looked at the Thundercloud Tiger and couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. This Thundercloud Tiger is indeed good, one of the best in the Gold Bloodline, with talents generally being Thunder and Lightning Affinity and Thunder and Lightning River. It can not only increase speed but also use lightning to paralyze enemies and reduce their speed. Even the security teacher couldn't help but nod. Chen Feng, kneel down now and kowtow to me, and I might spare your spirit pet's life. Lin Jie became proud when he heard the discussions of the people present. He certainly had the capital to be arrogant. I didn't respond to his words. Instead, Lin Jie looked at Chen Yue. Where's your spirit beast? Chen Yue was furious when she heard this and pointed at me, yelling, Are you looking for death? Then, she summoned her azure spirit bird. Looking at the spirit beasts beside Lin Jie and Chen Yue, I thought to myself, the Ling family does have some skills, but I am not afraid. Suddenly, a mysterious formation rose around me, and a palm-sized blood-colored figure flew out of the formation, accompanied by an overbearing dragon roar. After the primordial demonic dragon appeared, Lin Jie was immediately disdainful when he saw that my spirit beast was so small, because spirit beasts are generally stronger the larger they are. Although there are some small but strong spirit beasts, they are rare species, and he didn't believe I had a rare spirit beast. Lin Jie was about to speak, preparing to mock me, but found that his Thundercloud Tiger actually knelt down after seeing my spirit beast, holding its head with its 2 front paws, burying its head deeply in the ground, not daring to look directly at my spirit beast, little tiger. What are you doing? Stand up for me. Lin Jie scolded the Thundercloud Tiger. Xiaolan, what's wrong with you? Just as Lin Jie was scolding the Thundercloud Tiger, a cry of surprise came from the side, attracting Lin Jie's attention. Lin Jie turned his head and saw that beside him, Chen Yu's spirit beast, the blue spirit bird, had also fallen directly from the sky, prostrating itself on the ground. As Chen Yue cried out in alarm, a chain reaction seemed to occur. Below the sparring ring, the spirit beasts of the other students began to kowtow one after another toward the immemorial demon dragon. What the fuck, what's going on? Get up, little orange, what's wrong with you? A clamor of voices rose from below the stage. Could it be a king beast cub? The security teacher was hardly inexperienced. He guessed at once that Chen Feng's spirit beast likely possessed a high-tier bloodline. Only such a creature could display such might. Because even a bloodline 3 tiers higher couldn't exert such a wide range of bloodline suppression. It could only apply bloodline pressure to 1 or 2 targets. But once a spirit beast's bloodline reached the king beast level, it was a qualitative transformation. The security teacher had initially favored Lin Jie, as Lin Jie was from one of the big 3 families. But the appearance of the immemorial demon dragon made the scales in the security teacher's heart tip toward Chen Feng. Even among the big 3, the strongest spirit beasts are only of diamond tier bloodline, and king beasts are above diamond. The security teacher couldn't help but recall a time on the battlefield when their legion commander also had a king beast. Its world-blotting, overwhelming might was beyond any normal description. If this child is allowed to mature, he'll at the very least become a legion commander who guards an entire region. As he thought of this, the security teacher suddenly heard Lin Jie's voice. Humph. Cheap tricks, showing off in front of an expert. After Lin Jie fed the Thundercloud Tiger a spirit energy stone, it managed to struggle back to its feet, but it still couldn't look directly at the immemorial demon dragon. Lin Jie, let's pause this match for a moment. Wait while I consult the Dean of Academic Affairs. The security teacher couldn't help but intervene, breaking the rules. He had no choice. The grade of Chen Feng's cub was too high, and its potential for growth was immense. If it matured, it would truly be a powerful asset to the human faction. The security teacher wasn't sure about the power of a king beast cub, but he knew that a newly hatched cub would most likely have little to no combat ability. Hearing this, Chen Feng understood that the security teacher was trying to help him. Thank you for your help, teacher, but please believe in me. I can handle this. Chen Feng said politely to the security teacher. No need to thank me. Just call me Teacher Zhangwan. Zhangwan smiled at Chen Feng and didn't refuse his proposal, which, in turn, made Chen Feng pause in surprise. Alright, Teacher Zhangwan. After coming to his senses, Chen Feng also gave a hearty laugh. He knew that this teacher Zhangwan had seen his potential and wanted to give him a little help before he had fully grown, which could be considered an investment. Unorthodox tricks. Humph. Go, Thundercloud Tiger. Use your ambush skill and finish off this little flying bug with one strike. Lin Jie watched as Zhangwan, who had been somewhat flattering to him before, was now shamelessly fawning over Chen Feng. Lin Jie couldn't stand to watch any longer and started the match directly. Roar! With a roar, the Thundercloud Tiger suddenly accelerated, charging towards Xiao Zhang. It had to be said that the Thundercloud Tiger's surprise attack, combined with its innate talent, were truly complementary. An ordinary Tier 2 spirit beast would have been instantly defeated by this single strike from the Thundercloud Tiger. But the ancient demonic dragon was different. A powerful tiger claw slashed towards Xiao Zhang. Seeing this, Chen Feng wanted Xiao Zhang to dodge first, create some distance to evade the attack, and then counterattack with a skill once the Thundercloud Tiger's ability went on cooldown. But Xiao Zhang didn't follow Chen Feng's command. Instead, it directly used Heavy Strike, swiping a claw towards the Thundercloud Tiger. Xiao Zhang, don't be reckless. Create some distance first. Seeing this, Chen Feng's heart tightened. He was confident in Xiao Zhang's strength, but this kind of reckless behavior went against his combat experience as a veteran marksman from his past life. The Thundercloud Tiger saw that Xiao Zhang, a creature not even the size of its own paw, dared to confront it head-on. Its confidence was reignited, and it no longer seemed to fear Xiao Zhang's bloodline suppression. The paws of the Thundercloud Tiger and Xiao Zhang clashed. In an instant, the Thundercloud Tiger felt as if its paw had been pierced by an extremely sharp weapon. Then, before the disbelieving eyes of everyone present, in less than 5 seconds, the Thundercloud Tiger was drained by Xiao Zhang into a desiccated corpse. 5 seconds ago, the Thundercloud Tiger was full of life and majestic. 5 seconds later, the Thundercloud Tiger had become a mummified corpse of skin and bones. It died without even letting out a scream. Hiss! Everyone present, including Zhang Wan and the other students, gasped in shock. This was something they had never heard of, not in textbooks nor in the news. It was completely unprecedented. As expected of a king beast, to possess such a powerful ability. Zhang Wan couldn't help but gasp as well. At the same time, he was inwardly glad that he had spoken up for Chen Feng earlier. Ah! The sudden turn of events made Chen Yue cry out in alarm. In the outcome she had envisioned, Chen Feng's spirit beast should have been crushed by Lin Jie's powerful, golden-blooded, Tier 2 Thundercloud Tiger. But she never expected that in reality, Chen Feng's strange spirit beast would kill the Thundercloud Tiger in a single blow. This was something Chen Yue couldn't accept. Ding! Your Tyrant Blood Demonic Dragon has gained 12% EXP and a permanent 1% bonus to damage. A system notification sounded in Chen Feng's mind. Great job! Chen Feng couldn't help but praise Xiao Zhang through their telepathic link. Although he didn't know much about beast taming, he knew that praise was never a bad thing. Moreover, Xiao Zhang's actual combat power was indeed much stronger than Chen Feng had imagined. Whoosh! Whoosh! Feeling Chen Feng's praise, Xiao Zhang happily flew circles around him. Chen Feng glanced at Lin Jie, who stood motionless as if stunned into a stupor, but paid him no mind. Instead, he fixed his gaze on Chen Yue's blue spirit bird. After all, the permanent bonus damage stacked by the primeval divine might was based on units. As long as it was 1 unit, it could be stacked by 1%. It's your turn, chubby girl. Chen Feng's words caught Chen Yue's attention. Now, she understood. This Chen Feng had really gotten lucky. In Chen Yue's perception, Chen Feng's red spirit beast, which looked like a small snake, had to be at least platinum grade. Perhaps even a diamond grade bloodline. Otherwise, it would be impossible for a tier 1 to kill a tier 2 spirit beast. Thinking of this, Chen Yue couldn't help but reveal what she believed was a very sweet smile and spoke to Chen Feng. Alright, Chen Feng, I accept your pursuit and will be your girlfriend. Chen Feng burst out laughing. I think you might have misunderstood. What I mean is, it's time for your blue spirit bird to meet its end. After speaking, Chen Feng used his telepathic link to order Little Zhang to kill the blue spirit bird. Upon receiving the command, Little Zhang lunged at the blue spirit bird with a speed even greater than the Thundercloud Tigers just moments ago. The blue spirit bird had been lying on the ground, unable to get up. But when it sensed Little Zhang's killing intent and its life was threatened, it instinctively flew away to escape. But how could a tier 1 silver bloodline spirit beast possibly outrun Little Zhang? One must know that Little Zhang possessed the innate bloodline talent of a Yaozhang, which made its speed extraordinary and incomparable to ordinary spirit beasts. Even the tier 2 gold grade Thundercloud Tiger from before was a bit slower than Little Zhang. In about the time it took to draw a breath, Little Zhang caught up to the blue spirit bird. With one swipe of its claw, the blue spirit bird became a desiccated corpse in less than 2 seconds. Ding! Your Tyrant Blood Yao Dragon has gained 2% experience and permanently increased its bonus damage by 1%. Current, 2%. The system's notification sound rang in Chen Feng's mind. It seems killing a spirit beast 1 tier higher than myself grants extra experience points. But the permanent bonus damage isn't affected. Chen Feng secretly calculated. It was a pity that in his memory, this world didn't have creatures like ants or mosquitoes, otherwise, Chen Feng would have definitely killed all the ants. The desiccated corpse of the blue spirit bird fell to the ground. Ah! Little Blue! Chen Yue couldn't help but shed 2 streams of tears as she ran over and cradled the blue spirit bird in her hands. Chen Yue's cry snapped the dazed Lin Jie back to his senses. Lin Jie paid no attention to Chen Yue. In his eyes, Chen Yue was nothing more than a plaything. If it weren't for the fact that Chen Yue had some poise and a good academic record, he couldn't be bothered with her. Fine, Chen Feng. Originally, this was my trump card, which I planned to use to stun everyone and take the top spot in the college entrance exam. But you have successfully angered me. Lin Jie had been pampered since childhood. Everyone he met, without exception, showed him favor, whether openly or subtly. Now, in front of so many people, he had lost face because of Chen Feng. For the sake of his family's honor, and for his own, he couldn't care less anymore. Lin Jie glared at Chen Feng with his bloodshot eyes. A mystical array rose up around him. A beastmaster can contract 1 spiritual beast for each rank they advance. Although you defeated my Thundercloud Tiger, don't forget, I am a rank 2 beastmaster. As Lin Jie's words slowly faded, a figure gradually appeared within the mystical array beside him. Come forth! Great Stone Python! Lin Jie let out a furious roar. The figure within the array slowly materialized. A giant python with a body like rock, an enormous serpentine head, about 7 or 8 meters long and as thick as a water bucket, manifested on the martial stage. What? It's actually a great stone python. Even a veteran like Zhang Wan, who had fought in wars and seen many ferocious beasts with his own eyes, couldn't help but cry out in alarm at the sight of this giant python. It's actually a great stone python. Yeah, that's a subspecies of the rock wyvern. I never thought I'd get to see a subspecies in my lifetime. That's right, it's rumored that subspecies have at least a platinum tier bloodline. Although a wyvern subspecies isn't a true dragon, it still has a trace of dragon's blood in its veins, so it will possess a hint of dragon's might. Dragon's might is enough to reduce the combat effectiveness of other spiritual beasts. The crowd below was utterly shocked by the appearance of the great stone python. This was a truly powerful beast. Initially, Chen Feng felt a little worried, especially since even a veteran like Zhang Wen was shocked. But when he heard the people below discussing how it was a descendant of a dragon, he couldn't help but laugh out loud. Isn't this just a Western lizard from my past life? A dragon? How laughable. Chen Feng knew that the dragon the students below were discussing was the Western lizard-like dragon from his past life. My little Zhang is an Eastern dragon. Indeed, the archaic demon dragon did have the body of an Eastern divine dragon. Inspect panel. Chen Feng used his eye of truth to inspect the great stone python's attribute panel. Spiritual beast. Name, Platinum Great Stone Python. Nickname, Little Mang. Level, rank 299% skills. Rock body, its rock-like body makes the great stone python immune to 15% of physical damage. Talents. Rock affinity, when near rocks, the great stone python's defense will increase. Dragon's might pseudo, the great stone python has a trace of rock wyvern blood in its veins, thus possessing a certain degree of dragon's might. No wonder this Lin Jie called this great stone python his trump card for competing for the top scholar title. After reviewing the great stone python's panel, Chen Feng couldn't help but let out a sigh. Experience from 0-30% is called the initial stage, 31-60% is the middle stage, and 61-90% is the late stage. And starting from 91% experience, it can be called the peak. An increase in experience points also represents a certain increase in strength. Chen Feng saw that if this great rock python had another month and emerged from the spirit pet space during Lin Jie's college entrance exams, it would be a Tier 3 silver rank spirit beast. If Lin Jie were given a bit more time for the great rock python's experience to reach Tier 2 100%, he could then initiate its advancement training. By consuming some special treasures, the great rock python could be advanced to Tier 3. Lin Jie would then become a Tier 3 beast tamer and be able to contract another spirit beast. With the Lin family's resources and status as one of Anshan's 3 giants, the materials for a Tier 3 advancement were well within their reach. If Lin Jie were to advance to a Tier 3 beast tamer, he would truly be qualified to compete for the title of champion. If not the national champion, at the very least, he would be the champion of Anshan City. The great rock python stared at Chen Feng with its basketball-sized yellow pupils. Unlike the Thundercloud Tiger, it didn't immediately bow in submission upon emerging, suppressed by Xiao Zhang's draconic might in bloodline rank. However, it didn't dare to meet Xiao Zhang's gaze. Lin Jie saw that the great rock python showed no fear, and that everyone in the arena was so stunned by it. This couldn't help but restore Lin Jie's confidence. Lin Jie pointed at Chen Feng, his tone regaining its usual arrogance. I told you, our Lin family isn't one that just any riffraff can challenge. Chen Yue also snapped out of her sorrowful mood and said arrogantly to Chen Feng, in the end, you're just a country bumpkin. When Lin Jie saw Chen Yue speak, his brow furrowed. Chen Yue's earlier words showing favor to Chen Feng had also made him lose face. Lin Jie walked up and slapped Chen Yue right across the face. Smack! You little bitch, get the hell out of my sight. What a disgrace. Lin Jie's slap sent Chen Yue sprawling to the ground. Chen Yue clutched her red, swollen face, tears streaming from her eyes, but she dared not speak or argue back. She could only walk off the dueling platform in silence. To Chen Yue, Lin Jie was also an untouchable, towering figure. Chen Feng showed no change in expression from beginning to end. Can we start now? Chen Feng wasn't afraid of the great rock python. As long as it wasn't Tier 3, he had nothing to fear. This was because Tier 3 spirit beasts had a high probability of learning a second skill. Furthermore, Xiao Zhang had never fought a Tier 3 spirit beast before, so Chen Feng wasn't entirely sure of the outcome. When Xiao Zhang had previously fought the Thundercloud Tiger, a Tier 2 spirit beast, Chen Feng knew it hadn't used its full strength. This Chen Feng is so arrogant. Yeah, that's a great rock python, a wyvern subspecies with a trace of dragon blood. That's not something a normal beast tamer can possibly fight against. The crowd below the platform didn't favor Chen Feng, thinking he was bound to lose this time. Ha! Only the security teacher, Zhang Wen, let out a chuckle, dismissing the students' comments. This giant stone python is indeed rare, and a platinum bloodline is hard to come by, but Chen Feng's strange spirit beast has a king-level bloodline. After all, Zhang Wen was a seasoned veteran who had seen the world, so his standards were naturally higher. Fine. Since you're in such a hurry to die, I, Lin Jie, will grant your wish. Lin Jie roared at Chen Feng. Go, giant stone python. Get rid of that little bastard. Just as Lin Jie was giving the command to the giant stone python, and just as Zhang Wen, full of anticipation, was staring intently at the martial arts stage, wanting to see Chen Feng's spirit beast display its might, Zhang Wen suddenly felt a tap on his shoulder. His heart skipped a beat. Turning his head, he saw that director Lu Lanshan and principal Wang had also arrived at the martial arts stage. An hour ago. After director Lu Lanshan left the academic affairs office, he headed straight for the principal's office. At the door of the principal's office, Lu Lanshan was about to knock when he heard a roar from Principal Wang inside. Damn it, old Fang, don't you go yelling at me. In this year's college entrance exam, our Anshan number 16 high school will definitely crush your number 15 high school. Then, with his perception as a platinum beastmaster, Lu Lanshan naturally heard the voice on the other end of the phone. Come on, old Wang. One of us is dead last, and the other is second to last. Is there really a need to go this far? If you've got the guts, go crush number 1 high school. As long as you can crush number 1 high, I'll give you 3,000 spirit energy stones. Principal Fang of number 15 high school's words made Wang pause. He knew this old Fang was setting a trap for him. Wang knew his own limits. No matter what, he wouldn't dare claim he could crush number 1 high school. Number 1 high is full of monsters. Although Wang thought this in his heart, he couldn't lose his verbal momentum. 3,000 spirit energy stones for crushing number 1 high? Are you trying to get rid of a beggar? My monthly salary is 500 spirit energy stones. How about this, old Fang? If you can crush number 1 high, I'll give you 3,500 spirit energy stones. As soon as Wang words fell, Fang Zhiwei on the phone immediately replied. I'll give you 4,000. I'll give you 5,000. I'll give you 10,000. My monthly salary is only 250 spirit energy stones, and you guys are talking about thousands and 10,000. Are you really that rich? Thinking this, Lu Lanshan directly pushed the door open and walked in. Wang feeling the conversation was getting pointless, was about to hang up when he saw Lu Lanshan walk in. Old Wang, accept his offer. Lu Lanshan gently winked at Wang Seeing this, Wang looked at Lu Lanshan with a very puzzled frown. After hesitating for a moment, he still chose to trust Lu Lanshan, with whom he had worked for 20 or 30 years. All right, old Fang, I accept your offer. 10,000 it is. After saying that, Wang ended the call directly. Wang picked up his teacup and took a sip of water, then spoke to Lu Lanshan with a slightly serious tone. Old Lu, you know my personality. If we really lose these 10,000 spirit stones, I'll be making you foot the bill. The meaning behind Wang words was simple. He wanted Lu Lanshan to hurry up and explain himself. Old Wang, I really can't believe it. Lu Lanshan had clearly been holding it in for a long time since seeing Chen Feng contract a king beast, and his tone was somewhat excited. Oh? What's going on? What kind of promising talent has appeared to make you so confident in getting me to agree to old Fang's bet? Wang and Lu Lanshan had worked together for so long, and Lu Lanshan had always given him the impression of being unflappable. This time, what could have happened to make Lu Lanshan lose his composure a bit? This made Wang very curious. Old Wang, I really didn't expect it. Among the spirit beast eggs distributed for free by the state, Chen Feng, a student from class 2 of the 3rd year, actually contracted a king beast from this batch of spirit beast eggs, and from a dead egg at that. As Lu Lanshan finished speaking, he couldn't suppress the smile at the corner of his mouth. What? A king beast? Upon hearing this, Wang Haitian slammed his hand on the table and shot to his feet. The teacup on the table shook so violently that tea splashed everywhere. For Wang Haitian to have reached the position of principal, his perspective was naturally broader than Lu Lanshan's. He understood the difficulty of contracting a king beast even better than Lu Lanshan did. Humans had almost never seen a king-level spirit beast egg. To contract a king beast, one could only contract its cub. But contracting a king beast cub was tantamount to making an enemy of the entire king beast clan. After hearing about the life and death pet battle between Chen Feng and Lin Jie, Lu Lanshan and Wang Haitian had rushed over. Hiding in the audience earlier, they saw the primordial demonic dragon kill the Thundercloud Tiger and both nodded slightly in their hearts. Then, seeing the appearance of the great stone giant python, from their experienced perspective, this king beast of Chen Feng's was more than enough to contend with it. Principal Wang, Director Lu, good to see you. When Zhang Wen saw his two top bosses arrive, he immediately bowed and scraped. There was no helping it, every school was its own martial world. And this Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan. One was equivalent to the chief of the Martial Arts Alliance. The other was like the deputy chief. If you wanted to get by in this world, you either needed absolute strength and backing, or you had to know how to get along with people. Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan nodded. They motioned for Zhang Wen not to make a scene and to just watch the battle quietly. On the battle stage, the surface of the great stone giant python was enveloped by a wave of earth elements. This was the effect of its skill. Rock body, a body made of solid rock, granting the great stone giant python immunity to 15% of physical damage. As the great stone giant python's attack came lunging, it was accompanied by a faint trace of draconic might. Seeing this, Chen Feng didn't indulge the great stone giant python. Go! Little Zhang, crush this big worm. Upon hearing this, little Zhang let out a furious roar. Roar! A draconic might even more powerful than the great stone giant pythons radiated outwards. This draconic might directly caused the great stone python's speed to falter. Then, Xiao Zhang, moving faster than the great stone python, charged toward it at an even greater speed. Like a red shadow of light. Seeing this, the great stone python lifted its tail and smashed it down toward Xiao Zhang's body. Chen Feng had some understanding of Xiao Zhang's personality. In a word, reckless. A normal spirit beast, when it had a speed advantage, would generally choose not to engage head-on, but rather use its superior speed. It would kite the enemy to avoid injury as much as possible. But Xiao Zhan was truly different. Its speed was clearly greater than the great stone python's. And its body was also very small, fully capable of dodging this attack from the great stone python. But Xiao Zhang still chose a head-on confrontation. Seeing this, Chen Feng couldn't help but sigh. This Xiao Zhang is truly a brute. Perhaps this is the pride of an ancient variant species. Lu Lanshan had previously said that Xiao Zhang was a king-tier beast, but Chen Feng didn't think so. Chen Feng felt that Xiao Zhang's bloodline grade should be above king-tier. If king-tier beasts had their pride, then Xiao Zhang should be even prouder than a king-tier beast. Xiao Zhang extended its black dragon claws and met the great stone python's tail directly. The great stone python rejoiced inwardly. It thought to itself, this little bug really is brainless. It's not using its advantage of being small and fast to dodge. It's actually clashing head-on with me, the noble dragon subspecies, the great stone python. But the next second, the great stone python was stunned. A shield of light, condensed from red blood qi, erupted from Xiao Zhang's body. It enveloped Xiao Zhang completely. The great stone python's tail struck the red light shield, and most of its attack was blocked by the shield. The remaining force that hit Xiao Zhang's body barely tickled. Seeing this, Chen Feng couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. He knew this was Xiao Zhang's innate skill. Divine Dragon Shield grants immunity to a certain amount of physical damage. Full immunity against same-tier enemies. The greater the tier gap, the less immunity is granted. No immunity against enemies 3 tiers higher. What? What is that? Is that a spirit beast skill? Holy crap, it blocked the attack directly. How are you supposed to fight that? Most of the students below the stage were Tier 1 beast tamers, so their knowledge wasn't that broad. Seeing Xiao Zhang's divine dragon shield skill, they all showed expressions of shock. On the other side of the martial arts stage, Wang Haitian and the others were also incredibly shocked when they saw Xiao Zhang's divine dragon shield talent. It really is a king tier beast. This kind of domain-like skill is an innate talent that only king tier beasts can possess. Wang Haitian stared at the divine dragon shield that Xiao Zhang had just released on the field, which was just like the domain-type innate skills of king-tier spirit beasts. Indeed. This explains why king-tier beasts are so powerful and rare. Lu Lanshan also couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. A king beast. When a spirit beast reaches the level of a king beast, it's a qualitative transformation. This domain is the reason for that change. Zhang Wen couldn't help but sigh inwardly as he watched Xiao Zhang's divine dragon shield ability. He recalled his time in the army when his legion commander also had a king beast. The memory of its power, which could blot out the sky and sun, still sent shivers down his spine. This king beast is still just a cub, with only Tier 1 strength. That's why its domain-type innate skill can only affect itself. If it were to truly reach the peak of its king-level bloodline, Tier 7 strength, then its domain could affect a small city. Wang Haitian was the principal, after all, so his perspective was naturally much broader than others. After Xiao Zhan used its divine dragon shield ability to nullify the great stone giant python's attack, it counterattacked with its heavy strike skill. Heavy strike: when the tyrannical blood demon dragon uses heavy strike, it deals 200% damage. A bright light flashed across its dragon claws, the manifestation of the heavy strike skill. Coupled with the powerful physique granted by Xiao Zhang's divine dragon body talent. Divine dragon body: the innate divine dragon grants it a stronger physique while also ensuring it has no weaknesses. Plus the 2% extra damage from its ancient divine might. Xiao Zhang's claw tore directly through the great stone giant python's rock armor. One claw sank straight into the great stone giant python's flesh. Then, the powerful bloodthirst skill activated. Bloodthirst: the tyrannical blood demon dragon can absorb blood and convert it into blood essence, which can be used to recover from injuries or increase its level. The great stone giant python only felt a powerful suction force coming from the wound on its tail. Its own blood surged uncontrollably towards Xiao Zhang's body. Roar! The great stone giant python roared in fury and bit down on its own tail. It wanted to sever its tail to save its own life. But Xiao Zhang gave it no chance. It struck again with heavy strike, landing a blow directly on the great stone giant python's head. Its sharp claws pierced straight through the great stone giant python's head. Then came the frenzied bloodthirst. This time, it took a full 20 seconds to completely drain the great stone giant python dry. Previously, absorbing the Thundercloud Tiger had only taken 5 seconds. Ding! The tyrannical blood demon dragon has gained 22% experience. Current, Tier 1, 46%. Ding! The tyrannical blood demon dragon has permanently gained 1% extra damage. Current, 3%. 2 system notifications sounded. After Xiao Zhang finished absorbing the great stone giant python, Chen Feng saw its experience reach 46% of Tier 1. It could now be considered a mid-stage Tier 1 spirit beast. Its size had also grown from the size of a human palm to about the length of a forearm. Defeating this great stone giant python means that at Tier 1, Xiao Zhang can completely defeat any Tier 2. But it would probably be a tough fight against a Tier 3. Chen Feng naturally had confidence in Xiao Zhang, but Xiao Zhang had never fought a Tier 3 spirit beast, after all. So Chen Feng didn't dare to make any guarantees. Damn, whose subordinate is this guy? Where did someone like him come from all of a sudden? Yeah, even Lin Jie, the strongest at our number 16 high, lost. As little Zhang killed the great stone python, Lin Jie was considered completely defeated. The students below the stage all gave Chen Feng sidelong glances. What a bizarre ability, being able to raise its level by absorbing the blood of spirit beasts. Wang Haitian's insight was naturally sharper than the others he had seen through Little Zheng's blood-devouring ability. Seeing this, Lu Lanshan also voiced his own theory. He whispered carefully to Wang Haitian. "Old Wang, tell me, do you think it's possible?" Wang Haitian leaned his ear closer to Lu Lanshan, listening intently. This strange spirit beast contracted by Chen Feng, one that has never appeared in any textbook. Its bloodline rank is not king beast. The moment Lu Lanshan finished speaking, Wang Haitian's brow furrowed. Only king beasts have domain-type talent skills. Diamond and platinum ranks can't possibly have them. Wang Haitian said decisively. In the few hundred years since the mystic realms descended upon Blue Star, he had never seen or heard of a spirit beast below the king beast bloodline possessing a domain-type skill. Lu Lanshan knew that Wang Haitian had misunderstood his meaning. He quickly waved his hands. "Old Wang, what I mean is..." Lu Lanshan extended his index finger and pointed toward the sky. Watching Lu Lanshan's gesture, Wang Haitian understood at once. His eyes widened involuntarily as he said in shock. "You mean above king beast?" Lu Lanshan nodded. Wang Haitian's breathing grew rapid. With a slightly trembling hand, he adjusted his glasses. "I must report this to the head of the Education Bureau. Have him send a specialized machine to test the bloodline aptitude of Chen Feng's spirit beast. If the bloodline rank of Chen Feng's spirit beast has truly reached that level, then our Anshan number 16 high can truly make a comeback." Wang Haitian's words were filled with excitement. Then, as if he thought of something, he gave a wry smile, took out his phone from his pocket, and dialed a number. After a few rings, a voice came from the other end. "Old Wang, stop calling me all the time. My wife will get the wrong idea." "Bullshit, old Fong. Even if I were gay, you wouldn't be my type. Spit it out. We have a lot of geniuses at number 15 high this year, and I'm very busy." Hearing this, Wang Haitian suppressed the smile at the corners of his mouth, trying his best to make his voice sound nonchalant. "Didn't we just bet 10,000 spirit energy stones on whoever could crush number 1 high? Yeah, what about it? Backing out, old Wang? It's fine, I'll be honest with you. We've really got a young genius at number 15 high. After this year's college entrance exam competition, number 15 high is going to be ranked number 1. Wang Haitian thought to himself, no matter how much of a genius, can they be more of a genius than Chen Feng? That's right, I mean, let's raise the stakes. Raise the stakes? Are you out of your mind? The strongest in your 16th high school is only Lin Jie from the Lin family. I admit, his great stone python is indeed something, but unfortunately, it's only tier 2. Fang Zhiwei felt that Wang Haitan must be out of his mind when he heard what Wang Haitan said. You don't have to worry about that. One sentence, 100,000 spirit stones, do you dare? Real man, 1v1. No BB. Wang Haitan naturally wouldn't reveal Chen Feng, and directly used the tactic of provocation. He knew that Fang Zhiwei would fall for it. Yo, alright, isn't it just 100,000 spirit stones? Here I come. This time I really have confidence. Fang Zhiwei was indeed provoked by Wang Haitan. Okay, then we'll see who's the real deal in the college entrance examination. Wang Haitan finished speaking and ended the call. On the other side, Anshan 15th High School. Principal's office. After Wang Haitan ended the call, Fang Zhiwei. The more he thought about it, the more he felt something was wrong. No, could this old Wang have gotten a Diamond Tier 3 player? Fang Zhiwei felt that it was a bit impossible. Because ordinary beast tamers only start contracting spirit beasts from the first year of high school. Even with a strong background like Lin Jie's. It took 3 years to cultivate the Great Stone Python to the peak of Tier 2, and there was still a distance from Tier 3. Even if Lin Jie's Great Stone Python's experience points reached 100% of Tier 2, and he found all the breakthrough materials. But breakthroughs can fail. If a spirit beast fails to break through, it will clear its experience points and start from 0% of Tier 2 again. The higher the bloodline level, the greater the difficulty of breaking through the realm, and the greater the punishment. In severe cases, it may even lead to death. No, I have to find out some information. What is this old Wang selling in his gourd? If I lose these 100,000 spirit stones, I'll really empty out my family fortune. Thinking of this, Fang Zhiwei couldn't help but dial a few phone numbers. 16th High School, Principal's Office. At this time, Wang Haitan and Lu Lanshan were both there. Chen Feng was also among them. Chen Feng, you're very good. This year's college entrance examination competition, our Anshan 16th High School will definitely shine. Wang Haitan couldn't help but pat Chen Feng on the shoulder, with a gratified look on his face. Chen Feng showed a shy smile that a senior high school student should have on his face. It's all thanks to the school's cultivation. Thanks to the country's cultivation. Wang Haitan and Lu Lanshan couldn't help but exchange glances when they heard this. This child has such a high level of awareness. Lu Lanshan thought for a moment and said, Chen Feng, there's only about a month left before the college entrance examination. Although your spirit beast has a powerful bloodline talent, its level is not high after all. Your spirit beast has never been recorded in historical records, and it is a rare species, so we don't know your spirit beast's preferences. As its beast tamer, you must know what it needs. With the college entrance exams right around the corner, state your conditions. Tell us what you require. The school will give you our full support. Lu Lanshan spoke with the utmost sincerity. Chen Feng looked at Lu Lanshan, his heart slightly warmed. Without the powerful assistance of Lu Lanshan's floral wood butterfly, he might have died back when he was trying to form a contract with the little Zhang. I must never forget those who have genuinely helped me. Otherwise, living in this world would be like being a walking corpse. This was Chen Feng's personal creed. He believed that gratitude and the act of repaying kindness were the very soul of a person. Thank you, Director Lu, for your tremendous help back then. If it weren't for you, Director Lu, I, Chen Feng, might already be dead. As he spoke, Chen Feng gave Lu Lanshan a deep bow. Director Lu, I, Chen Feng, will forever remember what you did. In the future, if I achieve anything of note, I will certainly do everything in my power to repay you. Watching the sincere Chen Feng before him, Wang Haitian nodded to himself in approval. This kid is not bad. Wang Haitian had already heard from Lu Lanshan about the time he had stepped in to help Chen Feng. Now, seeing Chen Feng's gesture, he felt that the young man was someone who knew how to repay kindness. No one would refuse to help someone with potential who also understood gratitude. Hearing Chen Feng's words, Lu Lanshan was overjoyed. Excellent, excellent. I knew I wasn't mistaken about you, kid. But let's address one thing at a time. Right now, you need to state your requirements so you can increase your strength in a short amount of time. Chen Feng thought for a moment upon hearing this. What the little Zheng really needed was more Tier 1 spirit beasts to drain blood from in order to increase its own experience points. At the same time, this would also boost the additional damage of its ancient divine might. Alright, Principal Wang, Director Lu. My spirit beast is a bit strange. Its method of leveling up is different from conventional spirit beasts. It doesn't need spirit energy stones. After Chen Feng finished, both Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan nodded. They had already noticed this back at the tournament arena. Could it be that your spirit beast needs a large amount of spirit beast blood? To be honest, Tier 1 spirit beast blood is actually quite inexpensive. Lu Lanshan voiced his speculation. Upon hearing this, Chen Feng first nodded, then shook his head slightly. Meeting their puzzled gazes, he began to speak. I'm not sure what my spirit beast's bloodline rank is, but I know for a fact that it needs the blood of living spirit beasts. In other words, living spirit beasts. Chen Feng's words made both Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan furrow their brows. The price of living spirit beasts was certainly higher than that of just spirit beast blood. There are indeed many on the spirit beast market that have not been contracted but have already hatched naturally. These beasts haven't been raised by their feral parents, so they don't possess the same hostility toward humans that feral beasts do. However, without a contracted beast tamer, they lack the resources provided by humans for cultivation, so most of them are low-rank spiritual beasts. Chen Feng understood Lu Lanshan's words. To put it bluntly, these were the spiritual beast eggs distributed for free by the state. Once the viable eggs reached their hatching time, they hatched naturally, but no beast tamer chose to form a contract with them. So after hatching, they became something like pets in the spiritual beast market. That kind will work too. As long as it's a rank 1 spiritual beast, any bloodline grade will do. The cheaper, the better. Chen Feng thought for a moment. He didn't care about the bloodline grade. The higher the bloodline grade, the more expensive it would be. It was better to get more low bloodline ones. This would offer the best value for money while also allowing him to stack his primordial divine might. That's more manageable. These ornamental rank 1 spiritual beasts on the market are relatively cheap and can be bought with money. There's no need to use spirit energy stones. Wang Haitian's tone also relaxed slightly. Spirit energy stone was roughly equivalent to 10,000 yuan. Chen Feng nodded upon hearing this. He didn't want to trouble the school too much either. By the way, Principal Wang, Director Liu, how powerful is that Lin family, really? Chen Feng couldn't help but recall the look Lin Jie had given him as he stepped down from the martial arts stage earlier, as if he wanted to eat Chen Feng alive. After all, Chen Feng had killed Lin Jie's spiritual beast, and Lin Jie had been demoted from a rank beast tamer to a mere mortal. Ha, you don't have to worry about that. Wang Haitian spoke up directly at this point, his tone hearty and cheerful, with a hint of pride. Student Chen, do you think the 3 giants of Anshan are the strongest in Anshan City? Wang Haitian asked Chen Feng in return. Chen Feng thought for a moment upon hearing this. Among the 3 giants, there's the Lin family, the Liu family, and the City Lord's family. Even the City Lord is one of the 3 giants. How could they not be strong? Thinking this, Chen Feng nodded. Wang Haitian smiled upon seeing this. Ha, you don't understand. In the Dragon Kingdom, the aristocratic families are just what's on the surface. In the Dragon Kingdom, the truly powerful ones are the official organizations. Official organizations? Chen Feng had a look of confusion. Yes, let me tell you about the power structure of the Dragon Kingdom today. The 3 major organizations. The first is the military core. Countless powerful predecessors are within the core, which serve as the strong backing for these organizations. The second is Zhongtian, the center of power in the Dragon Kingdom. The third is the Bureau of Education. Wang Haitian smiled slightly as he saw the pensive Chen Feng. All of our Dragon Kingdom's powerhouses are concentrated within these 3 organizations. The rest, those on the surface, even the City Lord, are not the strongest. You could even say they aren't part of the system. The strongest person in our Anshan City is in the Bureau of Education. Lu Ming, the Lord of Anshan City, is a diamond-level beast tamer, but when he sees a platinum-level principal like me, he still has to greet me. And respectfully call me Principal Wang. Now that I've put it this way, do you understand? Hearing this, Chen Feng finally understood. This was actually quite similar to his previous planet. Those not part of the establishment were, after all, rogue cultivators. No matter how strong a rogue cultivator was, they could never be stronger than a sect. I understand, Principal Wang. Chen Feng chuckled. So, as long as you can soar in the college entrance exams, you will attract the attention of the higher-ups in the Education Bureau. At that time, the likes of the Lin and Liu families will be of no concern. Lu Lanshan's words echoed in Chen Feng's ears, and it was like a sudden awakening for him. His mind cleared, and he understood everything. As long as I do well in the college entrance exams, become stronger, and show potential, someone will naturally come to pave my way and protect me. In this world, strength is the only absolute truth. All schemes and plots are useless. Chen Feng's words earned the approval of both Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan. Knock, knock, knock. Just then, a knock came from the door of the principal's office. Hearing the knock, Wang Haitian straightened his collar slightly. Then, with a hint of fawning in his tone, he said, "Is that Director Wang?" As he spoke, he scurried to open the door. Chen Feng and Lu Lanshan also turned to look at the doorway. 3 people appeared, 2 of whom were wearing the uniforms of the Education Bureau. Walking in the middle was an old man dressed in a zhongshan suit, with silver white hair. He had an imposing and overbearing presence, even without being angry. Chen Feng had never seen such a person before. He was clearly an elderly human. Yet he gave off the feeling of facing a ferocious beast. "Hurry up and greet Director Wang." Seeing Chen Feng in a daze, Wang Haitian immediately whispered sharply. Chen Feng snapped out of the trance induced by Director Wang's aura and bowed his head and waist in a salute. This junior, Chen Feng, greets Director Wang. Lu Lanshan also bowed to Director Wang. Wang nodded, then walked straight to the principal's seat, which Wang Haitian had been occupying, and sat down. He then looked at Chen Feng and said, "So you are Chen Feng?" His tone was flat, betraying no emotion. "Yes, this junior is indeed Chen Feng." "Greetings, Director Wang. May you live a long and prosperous life." Chen Feng knew in his heart that you can never go wrong with flattery. He decided to lay it on thick without a second thought. Wang was completely unmoved by Chen Feng's flattery. As the director of the Education Bureau, countless people begged to flatter him every day. "Bring out your spirit beast. I came here specifically today to inspect your spirit beast." Wang Yi's tone was very even. After all, he himself was also a king-rank beast tamer. How could he not know whether it was a king beast or not? Beside them, one of the two staff members took out a transparent piece of glass from a toolbox. It was about the size of a mirror and, under the refracted light, emitted a 7-colored glow. This is a bloodline detector. It can detect the bloodline rank of a spirit beast. The teacher from the Education Bureau explained to Chen Feng. Chen Feng nodded upon hearing this, and then a profound formation array appeared beside him. Looking at the formation array, everyone in the room knew what it meant. They all stared intently at the formation array. Even Wang Yi couldn't help but sit up a little straighter, a trace of anticipation in his eyes. "I hope it's a king beast." Wang Yi sighed to himself. A red figure flew out from the profound formation array. Black claws, a crystal clear blood-red body, jet black eyes, and the size of a human forearm. Despite having no wings, it swam through the air as gracefully as a fish in water. This was Xiao Zhang. After advancing to the mid-stage of the first rank, Xiao Zhang's body had also grown 2 to 3 times larger. Truly extraordinary. It was also Wang Haitian's first time observing Xiao Zhang up close, and he couldn't help but exclaim in admiration. "Not bad." After seeing Xiao Zhang, Wang Yi also felt that this spirit beast had the bearing of a king beast. "Begin." As Wang Yi's voice fell, one of the teachers from the Education Bureau aimed the transparent glass at Xiao Zhang. A 7-colored light shone upon Xiao Zhang's body. Xiao Zhang instinctively tried to dodge. But Chen Feng gently stroked Xiao Zhang's head, calming it down. The 7-colored light did not last long. After it dissipated, several lines of data appeared on the transparent glass. Spirit beast. Name, unknown. Species, unknown, suspected dragon type. Rank, approximately mid-stage of the first rank. Bloodline rank? Seeing the detector's results, everyone present couldn't help but frown. This. How can it be unknown and question marks? Lu Lanshan raised the question. It was also the first time he had ever seen such a test result. Because even the bloodline rank of a king beast, or even something above a king beast, could be detected. To think this species couldn't be identified. Logically, with centuries of data accumulation, we should be able to identify the vast majority of spirit beasts. Wang Haitian was also a bit confused at this moment. Could the machine be broken? Lu Lanshan glanced at the teacher from the Education Bureau and asked quietly. The teacher from the Education Bureau glanced at Wang Yi. Wang Yi nodded slightly. Then, the teacher from the Education Bureau summoned his own spirit pet. He tested it. The detector was working perfectly. After seeing this result, everyone fell silent for a moment. Wang Yi spoke. If it has a king-rank bloodline, then it will have a domain-type talent skill. Chen Feng, have your spirit beast release its talent skill. Wang Yi looked at Chen Feng and spoke slowly. He thought to himself, there are only two situations where the detector fails to produce a result. One is when the bloodline surpasses that of the strongest spirit beast in all of Longwei today. The other is a variant. Because both situations represent something that has never appeared before, there's no record of it in the database. Chen Feng nodded upon hearing this. Then, using the Beast Tamer's exclusive skill telepathy, he gave Xiao Zheng the command to use Divine Dragon's Shield. After hearing Chen Feng's command, Xiao Zheng flew into the air, and a blood-red shield of light appeared, enveloping its body. When Wang Yi saw this blood-red shield of light, his expression shifted. It really is a domain. Kid, this spirit beast of yours must be a variant, right? After confirming that Xiao Zheng was a king-rank beast, Wang Yi's previously expressionless face broke into a slight smile at Chen Feng. Chen Feng was a bit flattered to see Wang Yi smiling at him. Yes, Director Wang, my spirit pet is a variant. Hearing Chen Feng's affirmative answer, Wang Yi couldn't help but nod. He then stood up and spoke to Chen Feng amicably. King-rank beast cubs are precious, but a variant king-rank beast is 1 in a million. Wang Yi walked up to Chen Feng and asked, do you know what makes a variant so precious? Possessing the eye of true sight, Chen Feng naturally knew that what made a variant precious was its uniqueness and lack of a threshold for breakthroughs. Variant, the tyrant blood demon dragon is a unique species, and its level breakthroughs have no threshold. But of course, Chen Feng couldn't just say it directly. When a leader is speaking, you have to give them face. Chen Feng adopted a learning posture and then respectfully asked Wang Yi, please enlighten me, Director Wang. Seeing Chen Feng's attitude, Wang Yi was quite pleased. If Chen Feng's spirit beast had not been a king-rank beast, Wang Yi's attitude would have done a complete 180. Chen Feng naturally understood this as well. But that's just how the world is. You're only valued if you have potential. Exotic species have two traits. The first is uniqueness, meaning that across this entire world, including all the secret realms and countless spiritual beasts, there is only one of its kind. After a pause, Wang Yi continued. Therefore, it's generally very difficult for detectors to identify an exotic species. After Wang Yi said this, the others couldn't help but have a sudden realization. No wonder the equipment couldn't detect it. No wonder there were no records of it in the textbooks. As for the second trait, it's that there are no barriers to breaking through. The moment Wang Yi finished explaining the second trait, everyone present, except for Chen Feng, drew in a sharp breath. What? No barriers to breaking through. Wang Haitian's eyes widened as he spoke in disbelief. Indeed. There's still a huge difference between a cub with a king-rank bloodline and a peak king beast that has already reached the 7th rank. Because the higher the rank, the more life-threatening each advancement becomes. The slightest mistake could lead to the spiritual beast's demise. Lu Lanshan's words were met with agreement from the others. Even Wang Yi couldn't help but nod and say to Chen Feng, that's why I say an exotic king beast is incredibly precious. It proves that as long as your spirit pet doesn't die prematurely, it is destined to reach the 7th rank in its lifetime. Hearing Wang Yi's unreserved praise, Chen Feng couldn't help but feel a surge of delight. But he didn't let it show on his face. It's all thanks to the nation's cultivation. This spiritual beast egg was also provided by the nation. Chen Feng's words earned high praise from Wang Yi and the others. As old cadres, they had a very high degree of loyalty to their organization. Well said. You have a great sense of awareness. How about this? I can use my position to guarantee you admission to Beiyou University. Wang Yi couldn't help but appreciate the talent and secretly praised Chen Feng in his heart. He possesses a king beast cub and, at the same time, has such a high level of ideological awareness. This Chen Feng is quite something. Before Chen Feng could figure out how to respond to Wang Yi's offer, Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan, who were standing beside him, began to make subtle moves. Wang Haitian kept winking at Lu Lanshan, his eyebrows twitching so much they nearly fell off. Seeing this, Lu Lanshan braced himself and spoke up. Director Wang. Before Lu Lanshan could even finish, Wang Yi, being an old fox, naturally knew what he meant. They obviously wanted Chen Feng to make a splash in the college entrance exams. That way, Anshan number 16 high school would become famous. Alright, with Chen Feng's spiritual beast's aptitude, becoming the top scorer won't be a problem at all. It's fine if you don't take the guaranteed admission, but Chen Feng, I hope that when you choose a university, you choose Beiyou. Wang Yi's tone was serious. Hearing Wang Yi's words, Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan both breathed a sigh of relief, smiles appearing on their faces. Chen Feng nodded, alright, Director Wang. As long as I can choose Beiyou, I definitely will. Chen Feng couldn't help but feel happy. In his previous life, he knew all too well how difficult it was to get anywhere without connections. Seeing the current situation, he roughly understood that he was now on the side of Director Wang, Principal Wang, the organization, and Northview. As for who is on the other side, I have no idea. Perhaps it's the prominent families. Chen Feng speculated silently. Wang Yi spoke up, your spirit beast's aptitude cannot be detected by the testing instrument. Don't worry about that. I will inform everyone when the time comes. After speaking, Wang Yi left with 2 teachers from the Education Bureau. Having connections really makes things easier. Chen Feng was secretly pleased. Both Northview and Qingyu were high-ranking academies in the capital city. They consistently held the top 2 positions and could be considered a gathering place for all the geniuses in the Dragon Kingdom. They also possessed the best educational resources. As soon as Wang Yi left, Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan both surrounded Chen Feng. You kid, you really brought honor to our 16th high. Ha ha. Wang Haitian's laughter was hearty. Since becoming the principal of 16th high, he had once dreamed of making it number 1. But it was impossible. The foundation of 16th high was too weak. It was the last school to be established, only existing for a little over 20 years. First high, on the other hand, had been established for over 100 years. So, this became Wang Haitian's dream. After more than 20 years, just as this dream was about to be buried, Chen Feng's appearance reignited Wang Haitian's buried dream. Alright, student Chen, what you need to do next is to improve your strength as much as possible within a month. I will prepare the spirit beast resources you need. Lu Lanshan said to Chen Feng with a heartfelt tone. That's right. The college entrance exam is divided into 2 parts. One part is the bloodline level test, accounting for 50%. The other part is actual combat, accounting for the remaining 50%. Chen Feng had some understanding of the college entrance exam rules Wang Haitian was explaining. In short, if you wanted to get into Qingbei, then your spirit pet's bloodline level had to be at least platinum tier. For the actual combat part, you needed to rank in the top 10 of your province. Both were indispensable. Only then would you be qualified for admission to Qingbei. If you didn't meet the conditions, you could only choose from the second-tier 8 major academies. In the Dragon Kingdom, Qingbei were considered first-tier universities. The remaining 8 major academies could only be considered second-tier. However, the vast majority of people didn't even qualify for university. After getting a general understanding of the situation, Lu Lanshan said to Chen Feng, I'll give you half a day off now. Go home and get some rest. I'll have the spirit beast resources you need sent to you tonight. You don't need to attend the rest of the classes. For a talented student like you, attending class is just a waste of your time. As he spoke, Lu Lanshan took out about 10 or 20,000 yuan from his pocket and handed it to Chen Feng. I learned from your homeroom teacher, Li Yue, that your family's financial situation isn't great. Take this money for now. If you become the top scorer later on, you'll receive an even bigger reward. Chen Feng nodded upon hearing this. Without refusing, he reached out and put the money into his pocket. Afterwards, after recalling Xiao Zhang into his spirit pet space, he planned to go back to the classroom to pack his things first, and then return to the apartment he rented in Anshan City. As Chen Feng was about to leave the principal's office, he suddenly remembered something. He turned and spoke to Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan. Principal Wang and Director Lu, Teacher Li Yue has always treated me very well, and I am truly grateful to her. Hearing this, Wang Haitian and Lu Lanshan exchanged a knowing smile. Alright, we'll take care of it. Your focus right now should be on preparing for the Gokao. A dimly lit room. There was no other furniture in the room besides a bed and a table. Chen Feng sat on the bed, his eyes curiously examining a ring in his hand. Meanwhile, Xiao Zhang was catching a small mouse in the room. When he had free time, Chen Feng would order Xiao Zhang to kill some ordinary animals. While Xiao Zhang's level was still low, he did this to increase the damage of Taiga Shenwei. This meant that once Xiao Zhang reached Tier 3, killing ordinary animals would no longer stack additional damage. So this is a storage ring? Looking at the ring in his hand, which seemed to be made of a blue gemstone, Chen Feng couldn't help but chuckle. How magical! You can even place spirit beasts inside it. It's very similar to a beast tamer's spirit pet space. But it can't heal injuries, has no spiritual energy, can't help spirit beasts grow, and you can't put people inside. This storage ring was a gift from Lu Lanshan, and inside were over 50 Tier 1 ornamental spirit beasts. As for why Chen Feng didn't ask Lu Lanshan to buy ordinary animals to stack Xiao Zhang's additional damage. It was because Chen Feng knew his current strength was insufficient. If someone with ill intentions were to find out, the consequences would be unimaginable. I'll figure out a way to stack the additional damage for Taiga Shenwei once I'm stronger and can protect myself. At this thought, Chen Feng willed it, and an ornamental spirit beast appeared from the storage ring. It looked like a husky, with a dazed expression. The moment the husky spirit beast appeared, it was suppressed by Xiao Zhang's draconic might and bloodline, pinning it directly to the ground. Chen Feng ordered Xiao Zhang to kill it and absorb its blood. Upon hearing Chen Feng's command, Xiao Zhang didn't hesitate and killed the husky with a single swipe of its claw. In just a second, it had sucked the husky dry, turning it into a withered husk. Ding! Gained 2% experience. Current experience, Tier 1 48%. Ding! Gained 1% additional damage. Current additional damage, 4%. After hearing the system's notification, Chen Feng returned the withered husky husk to the storage ring. A month passed in the blink of an eye. Tonight was the eve of the college entrance exams. Inside Chen Feng's room in Anshan City, Chen Feng was now more muscular than he had been a month ago. Before, Chen Feng had looked quite thin. A Tier 2 beast tamer. Chen Feng excitedly clenched his fists, feeling an inexhaustible strength coursing through his body. After Lu Lanshan delivered the final batch of spirit beast resources to him today, Chen Feng had finally, just moments ago, reached the level of a Tier 2 beast tamer. Little Zhang's level also reached Tier 2 1%. At first, a single Tier 1 ornamental spirit beast could give Little Zhang 2% experience. But as Little Zhang's level reached the peak of Tier 1, starting from 91% experience, the amount of experience gained dropped significantly. Chen Feng had also called Principal Wang Haitian to ask about the situation and found that this was a normal phenomenon. Upon reaching the peak, the resources required were several times greater than before. System, show me the panel. Suppressing his excitement, Chen Feng checked Little Zhang's stats. Although it was said that a spirit pet could potentially learn a skill with each tier advancement, the probability was simply too low. That's why most spirit beasts learn their second skill at Tier 3. But for some reason, Little Zhang learned a new skill as soon as it reached Tier 2. Perhaps this is Little Zhang's hidden attribute, its comprehension. Chen Feng secretly guessed. Spirit Beast. Name, Primordial Variant Overlord Blood Demon Dragon 1st Zhang. Level, Tier 2 1% Skills. Heavy Strike LV2. When the Overlord Blood Demon Dragon uses Heavy Strike, it deals 300% damage. Combo LV2. The Overlord Blood Demon Dragon can attack twice in a row. Talents. Variant. The Overlord Blood Demon Dragon is a unique species and has no bottlenecks when breaking through levels. Divine Dragon Body. The innate Divine Dragon physique not only grants it superior strength but also ensures it has no weaknesses. Demon Zhang. The innate Demon Zhang bloodline grants the Overlord Blood Demon Dragon extraordinary speed. Bloodthirst. The Overlord Blood Demon Dragon can absorb blood and convert it into blood essence, which can be used to heal injuries or increase its level. Dragon's Might can suppress other non-dragon type spirit beasts, reducing their combat power to a certain extent when facing the Overlord Blood Demon Dragon. Divine Dragon Shield, immune to a certain amount of physical damage. Complete immunity against enemies of the same tier. The greater the tier difference, the less the immunity. No immunity against enemies 3 tiers higher. Super Armor, immune to all control effects. Primordial Divine Might, unique. Each kill permanently increases the Overlord Blood Demon Dragon's extra damage by 1%. Current bonus, 132%. Note, kills on enemies below Tier 3 will not grant an increase. It seems that after my Beast Tamer level reached Tier 2, my Eye of Truth has also started to change. I can even see the skill levels now, which I couldn't see before. Chen Feng discovered that his eyes could see farther, and even at night, he could see with extreme clarity, as if it were daytime. He had gained the ability of night vision. Xiao Zhang has comprehended a new skill, and the level of its previous heavy strike has automatically increased to level 2. Heavy strike's damage has increased by 100%. The Divine Dragon Shield has also leveled up to 2. Although there's no explicit notification, it must have gotten stronger as well. Chen Feng said excitedly. For Chen Feng, nothing was more thrilling than increasing his power. Because the stronger he was, the more security Chen Feng would feel. The extra damage from Ancient Divine Might has now accumulated to 132%. Chen Feng naturally understood that this Ancient Divine Might was Xiao Zhang's truly terrifying aspect. A talent that could grow indefinitely. Unfortunately, after reaching Tier 2, the experience Xiao Zhang gains from killing Tier 1 ornamental spirit beasts is already less than 1%. Chen Feng thought that although Xiao Zhang had no threshold for breaking through and could grow stronger just by draining blood, the resources it required were by no means less than any other spirit beast. A Tier 2 Beast Tamer. I can contract a second spirit beast now. Chen Feng thought about how he had already reached the level of a Tier 2 Beast Tamer, but he didn't have a better spirit beast to contract. The highest quality available on the market is gold grade. Some powerful people might be able to obtain some platinum grade spirit beast eggs through their resources and connections. But even a diamond grade one, for me, it's really better not to contract it at all. That's right, for Chen Feng, the power of the ancient demon dragon was already immense. Even if a diamond grade spirit pet came along, it would only be a resource burden for Chen Feng. Forget it. After the college entrance exam, once I become the top scorer and have more prize money, I'll see then. Chen Feng didn't have a clear idea in mind. He wasn't sure what type of second spirit beast would be best to contract. Thinking of this, Chen Feng suddenly recalled how Lu Lanshan had saved his life with his flowerwood butterfly. Perhaps, I need a spirit beast with healing or the ability to protect me. Chen Feng thought that if he encountered a mortal enemy, the only thing Xiao Zhang could do was use its Divine Dragon Shield. But the Divine Dragon Shield could only defend against physical damage, it couldn't block magical damage yet. As Chen Feng's thoughts drifted, he fell into a deep sleep. Reaching Tier 2 had allowed his mind to relax. He had managed to achieve it just before the college entrance exam. June 7th. Today was the day of the National College Entrance Exam in the Dragon Country. Anshan City No. 16 High School. It was more bustling and lively than ever before. In the past, students would keep their spirit beasts in their spirit pet space most of the time. This was because the spirit pets could constantly absorb spiritual energy and gain experience points while in the spirit pet space. Although the process was a bit slow, it was indeed the most affordable method. After all, spirit energy stones were too expensive. But today, most of the examinees had released their spirit beasts. All the third-year high school students had gathered on the athletic field. There were a total of 10 martial arts arenas on the field. Each arena had 2 proctoring teachers. In their hands, they each held a testing device identical to the ones Director Wang and the others from the Education Bureau had used last time. It was used to test the bloodline rank of the spirit beasts. Wang Tong will surely soar to the heavens today and rise through the ranks. Among the many third-year students, one named Wang Tang couldn't help but shout loudly. Hey, buddy, What rank is your spirit pet? Silver tier 2. Wang Tang's tone carried a hint of arrogance. Indeed, a silver bloodline could at most grow to tier 3, and this Wang Tang had already nurtured his to tier 2. In 16th high, where most were iron tier 1, this was certainly quite impressive. Hiss. The people around Wang Tang all gasped in shock upon hearing this. A silver rank powerhouse, how terrifying. What's the use? The minimum requirement for a second-tier university is a gold bloodline, and the requirement for top-tier universities like Qingbei is even platinum. Seeing Wang Tang bragging, Xiao Shuai, hiding in the crowd, couldn't stand it anymore and couldn't help but retort. This silver tier 2 will probably only get you into a vocational college at best. Chen Feng had naturally also arrived below the stage. At the very center of the athletic field was the main rostrum, where Principal Wang, Director Lu, and other high-level leaders of 16th High were seated. There was also an official from the Education Bureau, but it was not Wang Yi. Given Wang Yi's rank, he would naturally be presiding over things at Anshan City's first high school. On both sides of the rostrum were the teachers' seats, where all the third-year subject teachers were watching the battles. From the teachers' seats, Li Yuemei couldn't help but give Chen Feng a slight smile when she saw him arrive. After Chen Feng had mentioned it to Principal Wang and Director Lu last time. Li Yuemei's salary had directly doubled, and she was even named this year's outstanding teacher. You have to understand, Li Yuemei had never been named an outstanding teacher before. Li Yuemei knew in her heart that this was also because Chen Feng had put in a good word for her with Principal Wang. Chen Feng saw Li Yuemei smile and returned it. Teacher Li, thank you for taking care of me before. I suppose this can be considered my way of repaying you. Chen Feng thought to himself. Don. 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 As the sound of war drums echoed, Chen Feng knew that the time for the college entrance exam had arrived. After the drumming ceased, Wang Haitian stood up from the main rostrum, holding a microphone. I'll just say a few simple words. Today is a special day. It is also skipping about 20,000 words of nonsense. Finally, I, Wang Haitian, wish all of you examinees a resounding victory. As Wang Haitian's voice fell, thunderous applause erupted from the crowd. Among them, Chen Feng clapped with particular vigor. He had no choice. He was one of their own, he had to show support. Next, let's welcome Lin Shan, the Deputy Director of our Education Bureau and the Chief Examiner for this year's Gaokao at our school, to deliver an important speech. Wang Haitian sat down after speaking. Upon hearing this, Chen Feng looked toward Lin Shan and felt that this man seemed somewhat familiar. Hello everyone, I am Lin Shan. I hope all you examinees won't feel any pressure. Just perform as you normally would. Lin Shan's voice was soft, like a gentle breeze. He didn't say much more and sat down after he finished speaking. Chen Feng kept feeling that this Lin Shan was very familiar, as if he had seen him somewhere before. Suddenly, Chen Feng saw Lin Jie, whom he hadn't seen in a month. It was the same Lin Jie from the Lin family, one of the former 3 giants of Anshan. Chen Feng noticed that Lin Shan and Lin Jie's appearances were strikingly similar. What's going on? Could this Lin Shan be Lin Jie's father? That's not right. How could a prominent family get into the system and even become a deputy director? The more Chen Feng thought about it, the more he felt something was off. He couldn't help but look toward Principal Wang and Director Lu. Director Lu inadvertently noticed Chen Feng as well. Without much interaction, Director Lu simply gave Chen Feng a thumbs up, signaling him to do his best. It's fine. No matter how impressive this Lin Shan is, he's just a deputy director. Director Wang is the top official in the Education Bureau. He said he would send out the notice, so my admission to Beiyou University is probably a sure thing. Besides, even if this Lin Shan is definitely here to cause trouble for me, with so many people here, under the watchful eyes of the public, in broad daylight, what can he do? Kill me right here? Thinking this, Chen Feng breathed a slight sigh of relief. But as soon as he looked up, he saw Lin Jie giving him a strange, eerie smile. That smile made Chen Feng feel that he was in for trouble. Both of Lin Jie's spirit beasts were previously taken out by my little Ji. I didn't expect him to be able to participate in the Gaokao after just one short month. The Lin family does have some skill, after all. Chen Feng felt as if he had been deceived by Principal Wang's nonchalant tone when he had commented on the prominent families before. Perhaps the establishment isn't the strongest force in this dragon country. Perhaps the unaffiliated cultivators have already integrated into the system, becoming inextricably intertwined. Before Chen Feng could think too much, Lin Shan announced the start of the Gaokao. Chen Feng received his examination admission ticket. This ticket was actually just a simple piece of identification information plus a number. The first test was for bloodline level. Each combat arena had 2 proctors, a chief and a deputy. Each assistant proctor held a testing device. When your number is called, you go up to the competition stage to take the test. The top 100 scorers can go directly to number 1 high school to participate in the second round of combat tests, where they will then compete for first place. This first round is simple and fast, at least. Chen Feng wasn't worried at all about his first round bloodline level test. After all, Director Wang had already made the arrangements. All Chen Feng had to do was go up, show his admission ticket, and his spirit beast's bloodline would be designated as king level. King level bloodlines. Over the years, the number of king level bloodline spirit beasts that had participated in the college entrance exam could be counted on one hand. Forget first in the city, even first in the entire country was practically a sure thing. My number is 834. Chen Feng looked at the number on the admission ticket in his hand. That meant the 8th competition stage, and he was the 34th contestant. Bronze Tier 1, 20 points. Silver Tier 1, 30 points. Silver Tier 2, 40 points. Each higher tier of bloodline added 10 points, and each higher rank added another 10 points. The first part of the college entrance exam was quite fast. A student could be tested in less than a minute. On the main platform, Principal Wang, who do you think will come in first from your school this time? Sitting next to Wang Haitian was a teacher from Anshan No. 7 High School, who was attending as a guest. No. 16 High School had also sent teachers to other schools as guests. I believe it will be Chen Feng. Upon hearing the question, Wang Haitian gave the answer he had in mind without hesitation. After all, the college entrance exam was already underway. There was no need to be secretive. Oh? And who is this Chen Feng? The teacher from No. 7 High School heard an unfamiliar name and couldn't help but feel a little puzzled. He had thought Principal Wang would say Lin Jie. After all, leaving aside the vast resources of the Lin family, Lin Jie himself was quite outstanding. At the very least, Lin Jie's father, Lin Shan, was sitting right there next to him. Was he really going to disrespect Lin Shan like that? He's a young genius from our No. 16 high school who just emerged in the last month, you could say. Wang Haitian's reply was tinged with pride. Oof. Chen Feng? A mere buffoon. At this moment, Lin Shan, who had been silent until now, suddenly spoke. Hearing Lin Shan speak, Wang Haitian fell silent. Next, contestant 833, Lin Jie. At competition stage number 8, the proctor, holding a list, called out Lin Jie's name. Hearing the name, Chen Feng also looked up to watch. He saw Lin Jie summon a blue leopard. When the leopard appeared, snowflakes formed on the floor of the competition stage where its paws landed. That's no ordinary leopard. On the main platform, the teacher from No. 7 High School couldn't help but nod in approval as he watched Lin Jie's blue leopard. A hint of a smile appeared on Lin Shan's face as he heard someone praise his son. Diamond Tier 2, 80 points. The moment the proctor's voice fell, the entire crowd was stunned. What? It's actually a Diamond Tier bloodline spirit beast? And it's already Tier 2. Murmurs erupted from below the martial arts stage. This was Diamond Tier, a level that seemed utterly unattainable to ordinary people. The Lin family is truly extraordinary. Not only did they get this Lin Jie a Diamond Tier bloodline spirit beast, but they also raised it to Tier 2 in just one short month. Even Chen Feng found the Lin family's resources truly formidable. After all, even a unique species like Little Zhang, which didn't require all sorts of rare materials, and only needed to absorb the blood of living creatures to level up, still took a full month to advance from Tier 1 to Tier 2. On the podium, seeing how highly everyone thought of Lin Jie, Lin Shan couldn't help but beam with pride. Humph. That Chen Feng truly deserves to die. But this misfortune turned into a blessing for me, allowing me to receive that great person's help. Not only did they get me into the system, but they also gave me a diamond tier spirit beast egg. Lin Shan thought to himself, his heart filled with a natural hatred for Chen Feng. Chen Feng had killed both of Lin Jie's spirit beasts, reducing Lin Jie to an ordinary person. Most importantly, Chen Feng had shattered Lin Jie's self-confidence. He had nearly developed depression. Yes, Lin Shan had specifically used that great person's influence to become a proctor at the 16th high school. He was here specifically for Chen Feng. I am the chief examiner. I have plenty of ways to make sure you never get into Qingbei. Lin Shan thought hatefully.